Good morning. Well, as you may have guessed, I need to run to town again. We figured out something on the water tank and gonna pursue the avenue. Found a switch that'll work in the rainwater tank. Where it gets up to a certain level, it'll turn it off and on. Pretty simple. I'm kind of surprised we didn't think of it before. But I'm going to run to town and do that and get that out of the way. So we'll be back. Okay, just got back from town. Bought this here float switch. And what this is supposed to do, and darn it, I forgot something. I'm not going back to town for it. It's a piggyback switch. I should be able to convert it for 12 volt. There's nothing in it really. Just a float. But I should be able to convert this to 12 volt. I'm going to have to, probably the small one here is the one that's switched, more than likely. And the other two are probably just straight through. I should be able to convert it to work on 12 volts, no problem. And it should be interesting. But first, let me set this camera down. First, I'm going to finish the gutter. All I have left is just this little piece down here. And I need to get up there with my sealer and seal all the joints. I'm not wanting to climb up there really because my knee was so bad last night I could hardly sleep. But I need to finish that little piece, and that's it. That's going to really help us as far as the rainwater. It's supposed to rain this week. I guess we'll see 30 to 40% chance for about 4 days. Got to put the bike away. It got snowed on last night. But what I'm going to do back here is I'm going to wire up for the pump a switch back here. I'm going to just put it up here on the wall so that what will happen is I can either run this on manual or on automatic, and I'll just leave this plugged in for now. But what I'm going to end up doing is running another 12 volt line out here just for this pump. That ought to be interesting. We didn't get enough water last night to even fill those lines. It snowed for quite a while, but none of it sticked. It was blowing like crazy. I could actually hear it from the inside of the house. So I'm going to get busy. I'll try and kind of detail what I'm doing with this switch thing. I'll be back. Okay, I got that up. There comes Shellbot. So the gutters are done. All I need to do to them is seal them. And of course, I don't have any sealer. I'm just going to use the Flex Seal type stuff on the joints. I had enough for that end, and the can went empty. So, next trip. I had a list of stuff I was going to pick up while I was in town, but I forgot the list. So, gonna get started on this switch system. Okay, went to town. And I asked the car dealer, that AutoZone or whatever it is, if they had any double pull, double throw switches. And he kind of gave me the duh look. And they didn't have any. And why is this package empty? I didn't open both of those, did I? Oh, Rather, there it is. I put it away. Anyhow, I'm going to drill 2 holes in this. I'm going to make a double pole, double throw switch with 2 switches. It's about the only choice that I have. I might redo it later. So here we go. Okay, there's the wall plate, using the same method as before, just kind of slowly drilling into it and melting your way through. That way you don't break it. Now I got to mount those things and get them wired. Okay, I was right. This is just a 2-wire system, and this is a straight through plug. So what I'm going to do is 12 volts here. These 2 will be across here. These 2 will be wired together, and a 12 volt out right there. This will go to the pump. This will go to the float. This is just straight through to this, and 12 volts there. So when they're both on down, going across here, the pump will turn on. When they're in the center, if I can get it to the center, the pump will be off, and when they're up, the pump will be in automatic. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be back. Okay, the box is all prepped. This is the wire to the pump. This is the wire from 12 volts. I drilled a little hole right there. I'll try not to drop the camera into the tank. That would be bad. With any luck, I can get my fittings up to that. Yeah, that should go. Got to find the hole. I can see it. Need something to stand on, actually. Okay, that's better. There's one. There's the other. Okay, and I got this tag. Darn it. I'm gonna have to cut that tag off. We go and get a razor blade and chop that tag off, and we'll get this thing going. Okay, I got that done. I'm going to drop the float in there. What I want to do is raise this up. Something to stand on. You probably can't see down there. I know I can't see down there. Okay, there's the float. I want it to go down, probably about there. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to tie a knot in this. Don't need very much. Okay. So that's about where I want it. I'm going to hook this up. What I did here, I got to put this through here. I was going to say something, but now I forgot what it was. I better go behind this pipe. There's a pipe back there. Got it through the first time, now I can't get it through. put spade connectors on everything so that it would be easy for me. Okay, so the pump is going to go up here on these two. Or rather the float. And then I have 12 volts out. And 12 volts in. Okay, so this is what it all looks like back here. That typical mess. Later down the road, I'll go ahead and put a waterproof box there, weatherproof. Okay, I'm going to go plug this in. I'll be back in a second. Okay, right now everything's in the off position. And it's not working. Why is it not working? Oh, okay. Down, it should be working, huh? This is really odd. I'm going to have to get the old oil meter out and check out these switches, because it shouldn't be working up like that. Well, let's find out. I'll be back. Okay, yeah, it was working right. I just forgot that this type of switch, when it's on, these two down here are on. When it's off, these two up here are off, or on, rather, yeah. And so now it's off. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to bring that float up. And it works. Right there is where it turns on. And right there is where it turns off. So that should give it, this tank, plenty of space to turn itself on. If I need to lower that down more, I can. I should probably get a flashlight to see exactly how high that is up off the water. But I don't want it to turn on right away because I want some of that, I want the water to be able to settle a little bit. So that's how that's going to work. I'm going to put a dab of sealer on that, get my flashlight out and see exactly how high that is. I'll do that right now. I'll be right back. Okay, that's about where it's at. I'm going to lower it down another foot. There's a little bit of sediment down there in the bottom, but it's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. That can be cleaned out. When the tank gets low, just turn the thing over and slosh it out. Not a problem. I'm going to lower that pump down about a foot, and we'll go from there. Okay, it's just above the surface of the water. You can see my drain over there. This is working out pretty good. It looks like it's had some ice in it. That's what that is. Those marks. It's froze at one time or another. So now I need to get a marker out. Right on here, auto, manual. Yep. And off. So I'll be back. Okay, got that done. When we put the second tank in, they'll just be connected together down there at the bottom. And I may put in another, I don't know, I haven't decided on that yet. This works pretty good the way it is. If I just connect the two together at the bottom, then the second tank will fill also. Both tanks, what are you doing, Sheldon? You're chasing something, chasing a light. The two tanks will just fill each other. That one will fill the new tank, and that'll work. But I'll need to rotate the tank so that the valves are facing out. Otherwise, it won't fit in there. That's not a problem. I can do it. But that's going to work pretty good, I think. We got that all done up. And I'll just replace that with a water-resistant cover. I think we're going to start looking for that second tank, because water, as we see, is, you know, I guess this has been a really dry winter for them. But last summer, I didn't have enough room for all the water. It just filled and filled and filled. And now that tank is a little bit down below ground level, and I don't really want to get it that low. That means I've only got about 3 feet. So, I'm going to finish cleaning up my mess and probably call it a night. I went to town and got some New Mexico green chili, and that stuff's pretty darn good. If you haven't tried it, you gotta. It's not green chili, but it's like a soup. Green chili stew, that's what they call it. It's pretty good stuff. I like to make my own green chili also, but I do like this New Mexico green chili stew. What else? I went to the gun show while I was in town, and that was a joke. The guy at the gun show, I found one rifle that I liked, and it's one that I've been kind of looking for. And needless to say, he wanted about twice what it was worth. And I said, well, you know, I can buy those at Cabela's for about $250, $299. He says, well, that one's rare. It's a Mosin Nagant, dumb shit. A Mosin Nagant. Oh my God, that one's rare. It didn't even have the original bayonet on it. But $550 for a fake. There goes Sheldon way out there running around. Yeah, a Model 44 Mosin Nagant made, I think, 1953 roughly. Goes for about $380 in excellent condition. I would have given him $200 for that one. But $550. But everything at that gun show was way overpriced. They had two Mini 14s, $695 each. I just bought one for $400, and I saw a brand new one for $600. So that's kind of ridiculous. One of them had a polymer stock and a cut-off barrel for $695. I'm like, are you kidding? They had a Springfield Saint, which Sue has one, and she paid $750, I think, for it. And they wanted $1,200. It's just stupid. Used. The only other rifle there that I thought was interesting was the little Henry 22. I like 22s. I don't have a Henry. They're $299, and Cabela's wants $299, so that was pretty fair. The $550 for a Mosin Nagant. That's, the gun looked fairly okay. It was probably about a 6 or 7 on a scale of 10. But it didn't even have the right bayonet. It had the wrong bayonet, had it on the wrong side of the gun. And the guy said, well, that's rare. I buy them from a collector. And I just said, well, you might want to do some shopping because that's ridiculous. Pissed him off. But I have fun doing that. When somebody's dumb, I don't mind having fun. Well, Sheldon, he's been running like crazy. Hopefully he'll sleep tonight. I'm going to get the rest of this stuff in and eat their green chili stew and get this published. Y'all have fun now. I forgot something. This morning, what's bleeding in your mouth, Sheldon? You're getting blood all over the place. This morning when I went outside, I found one of Sheldon's toys, this little brown thing, in the camera hole. So there's going to be a picture. Hopefully I got what it was, but something tried to drag that toy in through the camera hole down there where Sheldon, oh brother, down there where the spy cam is. So I don't know what his problem is, what's bleeding where, but he's getting it all over the place. So better go